fiery horse with the speed of light, the cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come, Silver! Let's go, big fellow! I'm Silver! Ahoy!
Johnny Ames reined his weary horse to a halt beside a vacant hitch rack on Sorrento's main street.
Oh there. Easy, boy.
A moment later, he had dismounted and was walking slowly along the sun-scorched board sidewalk. So after 5 years and 2 months, he had finally reached home. Home. Johnny Ames played his cynical and deep-set eyes over familiar landmarks. There was the mercantile store, the stage depot, the Bull's Head Cafe, and the bank. That was where he stopped, directly in front of the Sorrento Bank. This was the end of the trail. What he was about to do now was predestined, cut and dried, burned into his heart by 1,000 bitter vows.
Hello, Stratton.
Why, it must be Johnny Ames.
Yeah. Surprised?
No, Johnny, I'm not. Been expecting you for 2 months. Ever since you were released from territorial prison.
And you know why I'm here, don't you?
You've come to kill me.
That's right.
I'd hoped you
And
might.
don't try to open that desk drawer and grab a gun. This one's leveled right between your eyes.
I was just going to get a match to light my pipe. You mind?
Go ahead. You might as well breathe some smoke. You're going to have lead for a chaser.
Thanks. I believe there's a certain amount of decency in a man.
Don't try to stall with a lot of palaver. Killing like this is really too good for a skunk like you. It's over too quick. I wish I could put you through 5 years of the same thing I've been through.
Maybe you've done just that, Johnny. Or worse.
Nothing could be worse than living for 5 years like a rat in a hole because you...
I came to the prison several times. You wouldn't see me.
Why should I see or talk to the low-down hyena who framed me? The one who took 5 years.
You're right, Johnny. What I did to you was something I knew you'd kill me for someday.
This is the day. Now.
I took 5 years of your life.
You did more than that. You branded me forever. Jailbird, an ex-convict. All because you...
I'm sorry, Johnny.
Sorry? Why, you double-crossing scum. I ought to kill
I
you.
grant you your right to kill me. First, I have something to say.
Don't try to
No,
buy
I'm not
it.
going to offer you money. It wouldn't work. You're ready to commit murder and hang for it if you have to.
It'll be a pleasure.
I want to make a bargain with you. I want one more day to live.
Don't give me
Because
that.
my daughter's getting married tomorrow.
Liar. You haven't got a daughter. Wife, yes, but a daughter...
You're wrong. You don't remember Linda. She was away at school.
You lied me into prison, and now you're lying.
My mother's
again.
dead. My daughter's getting married tomorrow. She and her husband will leave on their honeymoon right away. After she's gone, you can have my life. Welcome to it. But please
You're
grant me
bluffing,
just...
Stratton, but it won't work. I'm going to count to 3 and shoot. Grab for your gun if you want.
No, Johnny, listen.
1,
You've got to understand that I'll play
2,
fair. It's something I must do.
3,
Dad, I didn't know you were busy.
It's all right, Linda. Mr. Ames was just showing me a new gun that he... Oh, excuse me, Mr. Ames. I'd like to present my daughter, Linda.
How do you do? You must be Johnny Ames. Dad's told me lots about you.
Yes?
Lots of nice things.
Yeah. I'll bet they were nice.
Why, you don't seem to... Well, welcome home anyway, Johnny. Welcome home to Sorrento.
Thanks.
Dad, I wanted to tell you I finished buying everything I need for the wedding, and... Well, I thought perhaps you'd be ready to walk home and I could help.
No, don't bother waiting, Linda. Bill Macy will walk home with me as he usually does.
All right, and I'll run along.
Linda,
Yes, Dad?
are you sure that you... I mean, the wedding is what you want, isn't it? You'll be happy with...
Dad, what a silly question to ask a girl who's about to be married. Of course I'll be happy.
Thank heaven. I just wanted to be sure. I'll see you at home, Linda.
Don't forget, supper at the usual time. I'm looking forward to it. My last meal at home. Goodbye, Mr. Ames.
Goodbye. Oh. Who's the man your daughter's going to marry, Stratton?
Dougal. Force Dougal. You must remember him.
Force Dougal. You mean Matt Dougal's son?
That's right. He and Linda have known each other ever
If
since
that's
they were...
true, you're a bigger crook than I thought you were. You're selling her. Selling your own daughter just like you sold me.
No, I'm
Matt
not.
Dougal is the scum of the earth. Force is no better. Matt, with his big Diamond S spread, has been trying for years to take over everything in the valley. He already owns most of the town. It's Dougal's mercantile store, Dougal's livery, Dougal's cafe, and Dougal's bank. He owns this. He owns you.
That's not true.
And now you're selling your daughter to save your own worthless skin. Just like you sold me.
You're wrong. Matt Dougal doesn't control this bank anymore. It's mine.
Yeah?
And as for Linda marrying Force, she loves him. Didn't you hear her say that just a minute?
Sure, I heard what she said. And I saw what was in her eyes, too. She's lying to help you.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Can't you see it? You misbegotten low-down...
No, Johnny. I'm afraid I can't.
It's none of my business. We're wasting time. I'll give you that day you're asking for, Stratton.
Will you?
But one day is all. I'll be watching you every second. If you try a double-cross, a tip to the law, so help me, I'll cut you down like the sneaking coyote you are.
I won't double-cross you, Johnny. Tomorrow night after the wedding, my life is yours. I give you my oath. And thanks.
Thank you, daughter. I'm going over to the Bull's Head and have a drink.
In the meantime, the Lone Ranger and Tonto had reined their horses to a halt on a back trail not far from Sorrento.
Fella.
Better make camp here, Tonto, till we lay in some fresh supplies. Right there, Silver. You ride on into town, and I'll wait here, huh? You better ask about the trails leading south from Sorrento. Been a lot of heavy rains lately.
Who me ask about trails?
Wranglers or cowpunchers generally know those things. Try one of the cafes. I think the biggest one in Sorrento is called the Bull's Head.
Me do it.
Hurry back. I'll make camp and have a fire going.
Get him up, Scout.
Why, sure, Injun. Almost any of those trails to the south are in good shape now.
Thanks.
Give me a drink, bartender. Stiff one.
Say, ain't you Johnny Ames?
What of it? Does that mean I can't buy a drink?
Oh, no, of course not. It's just that Foss Dougal, standing back there at the end of the bar, told me to be on the lookout for Johnny Ames.
Hey, look who walked in. It's Johnny Ames.
Well, he was in prison.
Ex-convict. Bank robber.
Jailbird.
Who said that? Which one of you measly cowpokes? Oh. I might have known it. You're all Diamond S punchers on Matt Dougal's payroll and ready to do
wait
any...
a minute, Ames. Maybe the boys are a little loose with their talk, but that's because I've been buying drinks for everybody.
What I said goes for you, too, Foss Dougal.
Sort of a celebration. I'm getting married tomorrow.
I know all about it. I even met the future bride. I'm sorry for
Ah.
her.
Kind of proddy, ain't you? My pa figured maybe you'd be drifting into town, so he gave me a message for you.
Yeah? Listen, Foss. I lived in this valley for 6 years before I was railroaded into prison. During that time, I never saw your father. I don't know what he looks like, and I don't want to find out.
Yeah? Pete, Red, close in on him. Right.
Gun trap, huh? 3-1. All right, you buzzard. Start blasting.
Out of my way, Injun. I'm going to...
No. 3-1, not fair fight.
What the... The redskin tripped me. Gun him, boys. Gun both of them.
Hit the blower. Lead's gonna fly.
You dirty...
That's it, you winded. Keep shooting.
Here. Need help. Get you back a bar.
Thanks, Injun, for siding me. But they got...
Door back there. You get way.
slug in my leg. Don't think I can make
Hurry.
it.
Get you to my horse outside.
Redskins got him back in the bar. They're heading for the door.
I can't.
No horse here. Need to put you in the saddle. We ride double. Oh, get him up, Scout.
What's the matter with you, man?
Here comes the sheriff, Ed Craig. See what's wrong. Late as usual.
He's all right. Hey. What's all this gunplay?
Johnny Ames. He and a redskin just hightailed it. Headed for the East Trail.
Ames? You mean the fellow that robbed the bank a few years back?
That's right, Sheriff. Pa told me to be on the lookout for Ames. When he walked in the Bull's Head a few minutes ago, I told him Pa wanted to see him. Pulled out his gun and started shooting.
No doubt about it, Ed. That boy's a dangerous outlaw, and the redskins working with him.
See. Well, I didn't live here when Ames robbed the bank, so I don't know the critter. But I've heard enough about him. Your pa's told me.
He ought to be hog-tied and sent back to prison. That's where he belongs. All I did was to tell him...
You say him and an Injun took the East Trail?
That's where they headed.
Well, I guess I'll saddle up and see if I can cut sign on that young fellow.
Oh, Scout. Oh, fella.
What happened? Who's riding with you?
A gang in cafe. Tried to kill this fella. Me helped him get way.
Good. Let's lift him over to that blanket by the fire. There.
What the... Masked? Where am I?
Otto brought you to our camp. Lie still. You've got a nasty wound in your back.
Kemosabe. Hope he's come plenty fast. Maybe somebody trail us.
Yeah. I've got to get up.
No, stay where you are. I'll take care of whoever's followed you here.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue our story. Tonto has rescued Johnny Ames from an unequal gunfight in the Bull's Head Cafe. They rode to the Lone Ranger's camp. While the masked man and Tonto were preparing to give first aid to the badly wounded Johnny, they heard hoofbeats approaching.
A big crowd in Cafe. See me help, young fella. Maybe somebody follow us.
Yeah. 8 to 5, it's Force Dougal. Or some of the Diamond S crew.
You lie still and keep quiet. Neither you nor Tonto can be seen back of this underbrush. Understand, Tonto?
Yes, sir.
Whoa, whoa, boy. Whoa there, whoa.
You're looking for somebody?
Well, I'll be... Mask. So you're Johnny Ames.
No, I'm not.
There's no use lying about it, Johnny. Forrest Dougal told me what happened, but I'm not out here to arrest anybody.
You aren't?
No, I just wanted to give you a little tip. Might make things easier for you if you're going to stay around Sorrento.
That's so. What's the tip, Sheriff?
Go out and talk to Matt Dougal like Forrest told you to.
Matt Dougal? You mean the man who owns the Diamond S Ranch?
As if you didn't know. Now, look here, Johnny. My name's Craig. Ed Craig. I didn't have this sheriffing job when you got into trouble 5 years ago. But I don't want any new trouble now.
I won't cause any trouble, Sheriff. I promise you that.
Good boy.
Matt Dougal must be a pretty powerful man when a lawman delivers messages for him.
We're sure he's powerful, even against opposition like George Stratton at the bank.
That's so?
George has been trying to help the little ranchers for years, but they haven't got a chance. Not against Matt Dougal.
I see.
So if Dougal sends for you, and you want to stay in Sorrento Valley, you'd better go out and see him.
All right, Sheriff. I believe I will.
Good. That's a load off my mind. You don't have to wear that mask, Johnny. We know who you are. Well, drop in and see me when you get back from Diamond S.
Thanks. I might do that.
And I'll see you later. Get that back. Go on.
Well, Johnny, the sheriff mistook me for you. All he wanted to do was deliver a message. He advises you to go to the Diamond S and see Matt Dougal.
See Matt Dougal? That's the last thing I'll ever do. He and George Stratton have got this whole valley in their control.
Lie still. Tonto will bandage that wound for you.
He knew it.
And while he's doing that, you can tell me what this is all about.
Why should I? Oh. You mean one outlaw to another?
Maybe.
All right. I will tell you. I just got out of territorial prison. 5 years. Worked for a couple of months on a ranch up north. Got enough to buy a horse and a gun. And I came home today.
Is Sorrento your home?
Used to be. Till that buzzard George Stratton framed me into prison for robbing his bank. That's the only reason I came back.
Why?
Killed Stratton. What else?
But before you could find him, you and Matt Dougal's son got into a gunfight. Is that it?
No, I saw Stratton. But he crawfished. Begged for one more day to live. Like a fool, I agreed.
I see.
His daughter's getting married tomorrow. Marrying that skunk, Forrest Dougal. He wanted to be sure she'd be taken care of before...
I can understand that.
You would understand it better if you knew him. He's selling her. That's what he's doing. I'll bet money that the only reason that girl Linda's getting married to Foss is to try to help her father.
Oh?
And he's so dumb he can't see it. He doesn't know what's going on.
You said George Stratton framed you into prison. How did that happen?
Oh, it was easy. Because nobody would believe I was telling the truth.
How did it happen?
Well, 5 years ago, I had a little place here in the valley. My own ranch over on the slope. Well, a lot of us little ranchers then. Before the Diamond S got big and started to grab everything.
Go on.
First thing we knew, almost everything belonged to Matt Dougal. Mercantile, the livery, and he bought the bank. Had George Stratton run it for him.
There's no law against that.
No, it was legal enough. Legal robbery.
What do you mean?
At first, all the little ranchers were local enough to think the bank wanted to help us. So we mortgaged our places to buy new stock and improve our land.
I see.
Then the first payment that was missed, the bank began to take over. We had a big meeting about it one night in the schoolhouse. Bill Macy was doing the talking.
All you gents know why we're here. Last year, each one of us borrowed money from the Sorrento Bank. Now, after a spell of dry weather and no payments on the mortgages, we're going to lose our ranch. Well, I thought maybe if Mr. Stratton saw us all together, he might understand our side of the story a little better. So I've asked him to come over. What do you say, Mr. Stratton?
Believe me, gentlemen, I'm honored to be here. But there's very little I can say.
Why not?
Because the money I loaned you wasn't mine personally. I don't own the bank. I merely operated for the owner.
You're lying. The rest of you want to sit here and listen to him, all right. I'm going home.
I was so mad I walked out on the meet and went down to the Bull's Head Cafe. I hung around there for about an hour, then headed for home. My horse was tied to a hitch rack at the end of the street. To get there, I had to pass the bank. Saw the front door standing open. Next minute, a lot of gunfire broke loose inside. What the? Hey, what's going on in here? It's so dark, I can't see. Mr. Stratton, you back there?
Hold up. I came down to do some work on the books. A man with a mask over his face lost his way.
Say, what's this all about? I heard the gunfire and...
What did the cook get away with, Mr. Stratton?
The safe was standing open. He took all the cash.
Johnny Ames, what are you doing?
There's a man about his size with a mask.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't hold up any bank. I was walking past here. I heard the gunfire.
Spread out, boys. There's a bank robber loose in this town. We'll nail him. Watch all the horses at the hitch racks. You might try to grab one. Do you have a gun, Mr. Stratton? Who's doing all the shooting?
He was. He was shooting at me. I yelled and ran out the back door. He must have come out this way.
Nobody got past me. I walked in when I heard you yell.
I don't see how a gunsmith could have got...
Look what we found in the saddlebags on Johnny Ames' horse.
What is it?
One of the canvas money sacks from the safe.
Yeah, and there's still a few gold pieces in it, but not much.
What did you do with the rest of it, Johnny?
Stolen cash in my saddlebags. It's impossible.
This is proof of it right here. So you're the masked
Sure
outlaw?
it was Johnny Ames. I heard him at the schoolhouse meeting tonight say he was going
That's
to
a
get some
lie.
money.
I didn't hold up the bank. You're all loco. How come you got those money?
We're not so local we're going to miss turning you over to the sheriff. Now, come on, Johnny. You can do your explaining in jail.
That's all there was to it. Oh, I had a trial, but nobody would believe me. So I was sent up to Territorial for 5 years.
I see. Who did rob the bank that night? You know?
No. The only thing I know is that it was George Stratton's story that convicted me. So I came back home to...
Commit murder.
Get even. That's what I call it.
How about this man, Matt Dougal, who owns a Diamond S?
I think he was in on the frame-up. But I don't know how or why.
But you don't want to see him? Talk to him?
All I want to do is put a bullet in that double-crossing George Stratton. I'm going to...
Do nothing until Tonto finishes probing for that lead slug in your back.
Yeah. Guess maybe I'd better.
And you won't be able to ride a horse for several hours. Maybe not until tomorrow. You wait here. Tonto will take care of you.
Wait? What do you mean, stranger?
I'm going to the Diamond S Ranch and talk to Matt Dougal.
Kind of a harebrained fool are you? Starting a gunfight with that Johnny Ames. Didn't I tell you to keep...
I told you what happened, Paul. He wouldn't listen when I told him you wanted to see him. He reached for his gun, so Pete and Red and I...
I don't believe it. Pete, Red, all of you are gun crazy. When I give orders, I expect to be obeyed.
Sure,
Shut up.
Pop.
I don't want to listen to any more alibis. Now, what chance have I got to get Ames out here?
Well, I told you Ed Craig found him in a camp east of town. Ames and the Redskin. Ed said Johnny was coming out.
I doubt it. After the way you bungled it. Somebody riding up outside. See who it is.
I can't tell here from the window. Big hombre getting off a white horse.
Ames. Must be him. Get out of here. I don't want him to see you when he walks in.
All right, I'll go out.
No, through the back door.
I'll be down in the bunkhouse with the boys.
Wait a minute. Get Red and Pete. Come back and wait on the porch. I'll call you if Ames gets hard to handle. You savvy?
Sure, Paul.
Then get out of here, quick. Come in.
I'm looking for Mr. Dougal. Matt Dougal.
You were talking to him, Johnny.
Good.
Sit down, sit down. And you might as well take off that mask. I know who you are. You know me.
Maybe.
Although I guess this is the first time we really met.
Yes, I'm sure it is. What did you want to see me about?
Several things. First, would you mind putting those guns of yours on the table? They make me nervous where they are.
I'd rather keep them.
You might as well know this now, Ames. There are 3 men on the side porch who have you covered. One word from me, and they start slinging lead.
That's so?
Let's be sensible. Do I have to use persuasion?
That's up to you.
All right. You asked for it.
Has the Lone Ranger walked into a gun trap? Can he escape? Listen to our next broadcast for the action-packed climax of the masked man's latest adventure. The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.